Hey there, gang. It is time for us to find out if these heroes in a half shell really live up to their name. Let's play some head games. Friends, opponents, welcome to Head Games Arena. My name is Jet, and this week I have decided to start a new 4-week idea where every week I'm going to play a deck built specifically around one of the 4 main turtles, and this week we are starting with the leader, and by that of course I mean we are playing Leonardo leads Selesnya. So Leonardo is a 2-mana 1/1 with Sneak, which means you can put him in the middle of combat for 1 white if you've got an unblocked attacker. It is a spell cast, different from Ninjutsu in that way, but it is a 1/1 with lifelink, and whenever you gain life you put a +1/+1 counter on Leonardo. So we are looking to build a deck that capitalizes on lifelinking and also putting counters. So we've got a pretty standard mono white life gain shell, but we've decided to go into Selesnya instead of just white or Orzhov for a couple of very specific reasons. So in addition to Leonardo, we're also running the 4 copies of Essence Channeler, which also gets a +1/+1 counter whenever you gain life, and then all of the kind of standard life gain things that you'll see in those decks. Case of the Uneaten Feast is an enchantment that gains you life when a creature enters. You can solve it if you've gained 5 or more life, and then you can sacrifice it later to make all the creatures in your graveyard castable again, which is a great longevity building ability in this format. Hinterland Sanctifier works as a Soul Sister, just gaining you life when a creature enters. Ruin Lurker Bat is a flying life linker that is a fantastic card to sneak in, or to activate sneak, or to use the sneak spell casting thing for Leonardo. And then at the top end we've got Haliya, Guided by Light, which actually has some really neat synergy with the other cards that we've chosen here. This is a 3-mana 3/3 that you can warp for a 1. When it or another creature or artifact enters, you gain a life. If you gain 3 life on your end step and Haliya is still on board, you draw a card. So we've decided to go into Selesnya for a couple of specific reasons. One is Virulent Emissary. It's a 1-mana 1/1 with Death Touch. Whenever another creature enters, you gain a life. So it's a Soul Sister, but it's a Death Touching Soul Sister, which really makes your deck a little bit scarier, especially in the early game. We're also playing with Hard Hitting Question, so if we use Hard Hitting Question with a life linker, we're getting all those benefits of gaining additional life. Once Leonardo gets to an abusive size, Hard Hitting Question is a very, very meaningful spell, but also Virulent Emissary allows us to play Hard Hitting Question as really just a 1-mana removal spell. As far as new cards go, we're also playing Michelangelo Weirdness to 11, which we saw last week as a 2-mana 1/1, makes a mutagen when it enters, but also makes it so if 1 counter would be put on a creature, 2 counters are put instead, so it makes Leonardo and the Essence Channeler scale up very quickly. We're also playing 3 copies of the combo, Mikey and Leo, which draws us a card once each turn whenever a counter is put on a creature. So you're going to hopefully be drawing at least 1 card from this, maybe on your opponent's turn as well. 1 copy of the Ooze as a way to kind of nuke our opponent's graveyard, but also as a way to kind of keep some value from our counters on our creatures. If Leo leaves the battlefield and had a bunch of counters, you get that many mutagen tokens, and if you happen to have Haliya on board when that happens, she sees artifacts as well, so you gain a bunch of life there. As far as removal goes, we're playing 2 copies of Sheltered by Ghost in addition to the Hard Hitting Question, and then the last card I want to talk about here is Saved by the Shell. It's a 2-mana instant, puts a counter on a creature, gives it trample, hexproof, and indestructible. It costs 1 less if you control a turtle, which there are 10 in the deck. So this card is really remarkable because it also gives trample, which can kind of break the parity in the mid game and really kind of sneak that win out. Land base is pretty standard. We do have 4 copies of Starting Town and 2 multiversal passages in addition to the regular shock lands. That's a lot of hurt, but the hurt actually ends up being a good thing with Essence Channeler because it gives it flying and vigilance. And then at the top we've got 2 copies of Abandoned Air Temple to just put counters on our creatures and hopefully win the game. Michelangelo's on board. It turns Abandoned Air Temple into 2 counters on everything, which feels a lot stronger. So it's a pretty standard life gain deck, but with a slightly different flair because it's got Leonardo and Michelangelo as the combo to see if we can cut down our opponents with a life linking Selesnya build. So before we head over into the gameplay, I'd like to invite everybody to please like, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Let us know what you think of the deck. Let me know what you think we should build with the other turtles over the course of the next few weeks. Thank you as always for tuning in. Let's play some head games. Game 1, Leonardo leads Selesnya with our green-white life gain deck with both Leonardo and Michelangelo, Mikey and Leo here in our starting hand. We do have something that gets counters. Okay. This is a playable hand. We will keep this. So, yeah, we'll get the Temple card in untapped, and we'll start with Virulent Emissary. See if our opponent feels like removing it. Just planes for our opponent, Optimistic Scavenger. This is a little challenging, because we know how hard it is to beat this deck. We know how hard it is to beat this deck. Okay, we're going to play Essence Channeler and get our first counter. We'll hold. How aggressive is our opponent going to try to be? There's the Wonderweave Aerialist. And that has Ward 2 already, right? Okay. So we're not in a great position here. We'll get Mikey and Leo down. That's going to gain us a life. Get a counter on Channeler, draw us a card. We wanted to draw a land and we didn't, so we're kind of in trouble now. Our opponent's deck is a more streamlined aggro deck than ours is, so while it doesn't seem like they've done much yet, I promise that we're in trouble. Okay, Wonderweave Aerialist becomes a very big threat, and it also gets a Sheltered by Ghost. I'm gonna guess. Flowerfoot Swordmaster. Okay, our opponent gets in for 4. We really, really, really wanted another land. Let's see if we can draw it. Okay, there's another land. We will get our second Essence Channeler down. So, okay, we've got a lot of value going on now. We're going to try to close out the game. It's probably suboptimal to attack with the Virulent Emissary at this point. Okay. I don't know if them blocking and me taking out that creature is really that meaningful. It is kind of hard to say. Okay, Flowerfoot Swordmaster number 2 with Offspring. 4 damage from our opponent. Okay. We're gonna play another Virulent Emissary. Draw some cards, put some counters on our guys. I think we just go to the moon. We're essentially trying to make both of our Essence Channelers so big that they have to block both of them. And I think we might actually get there. That is a lot of triggers. I'm trying to decide whether they're saying good game because they don't feel like they can beat us. Let's find out. I mean, they can make the Wonderweave Aerialist enormously big. Okay, I really always felt like I was on the back foot, but we won. Excellent avatar. That looks sweet. This is game 2. Leonardo leads Selesnya. We do have... Okay, so our mana is a little clunky. I think we can still keep this. It depends a whole lot on what our opponent is doing. I do kind of like where we are, so I'm going to keep this hand. I'm going to keep this hand. We'll see what our opponent is up to. I do like having an interactive spell, especially when it's possibly going to gain us life as well and possibly going to get us additional triggers. All right, Alright, we'll keep 7. I think our opponent mulliganed, so that puts us at a little bit of an advantage. And again... Is RNGesus on our side today? I have a hard time believing that. I know that I have seen other people kind of trying to play versions of this deck that are Dream Beavers for Dream Beavers. I believe they can get me through the night. We'll start with an Abandoned Air Temple tapped. Okay. Looking like... What's the word I'm looking for? Dark Leo and Treader for our opponent. Okay. Looking like a ninja deck. Challenging. Okay, I'm gonna play the bat. We are gonna hit the beaver. And we're gonna say go from there. That might come back to bite us. I'm curious if they have a removal spell. They do. Okay. So really, that was the correct choice. Momo for our opponent. Gets a ninja. Okay. Third land for us does not do much. So we'll play Essence Channeler. Unfortunately, we don't have a way to gain life right now. So we're kind of in trouble. If I draw a... Yeah, you got it. Oh, we're sneaking? Are we sneaking? Looks like they are. I haven't actually played against a sneak deck yet, so... Okay, Shredder's Technique. Puts a counter on something. Destroys our creature. Yeah, we need a Soul Sister right now. Okay. Okay. Hinterland Sanctifier. Essence Channeler. Yep. Oh, they have Death Touch. I love that. Oh, are we just dead? 1, 2, 3. Okay, no blocks. Yep. We are not dead. Getting very close, though. Okay. Let's get our land down. Let's play Mikey and Leo. They're not gonna fall for that. Yeah, we're gonna get Leo down as well. Okay. Very, very bad for us. So I can block Leo now. We can block here. We can block, and I think we take the other 3. Yeah, we block here. Yep. Put the counters on Leo. Draw a card. Okay. If they can't destroy Leo, we're cooking. Okay. We are, in fact, land. Michelangelo. They're holding something. Counter. Draw a card. We go ahead and put the Hinterland Sanctifier down. Counters. I probably should have gone ahead and activated Mikey. Or the mutagen is what I meant. Okay, we are back to 20. Let's make this harder to destroy. Yep. We will hold from there. This makes it first strike. Okay, we might have stabilized, which... There it is. Okay. Okay. Yep. So we have a very powerful play here. I don't gain any life, but that's okay. Let's just get it. Let's just get it. I'm gonna make my creatures huge. Yep. Sure. It's a solid block from our opponent. Pretty good. Pretty good. Sanctifier gets us two more life. Abandoned Air Temple is showing its quality here. That was a very good block on our opponent's part to get rid of Michelangelo, but I still think this game is over. They only have 2 blockers. They're trying to decide. Nope, not worth it. Good game. Game 3, Leonardo leads Selesnya. This is a lifelink deck, a life gain deck, a white life gain deck. We've got Mikey and Leo and Haliya. We don't have any interactions, which is making me a little sketchy, but we're going to give it a try. The nice thing is that the first Leonardo can go. It's really not a big deal if the first Leonardo gets destroyed. Deep Cavern Bat. Very curious to see what they take here. Probably Mikey and Leo, if I had to guess. They could take Haliya as well. So the black-blue, they're playing with Susur. Susur Secundi, Void Altar. Sacrifice a creature. Interesting. I mean, the opportunity cost is really low on playing the old. Okay, we're stationing. That's what we're doing. So from here, I think I play a Plains and I get a regular Leonardo down. This incentivizes them to destroy it. See what our opponent's up to. Tap land. Gets in with Bat. It's telling me that they have a removal spell. Yep. There we go. Bitter Triumph takes the 3. Knocks out Leo. Okay. Troublesome. Quite troublesome. So if I play Haliya and Leonardo, okay, so so if I play Haliya and Leonardo, I get Leonardo up to 2, but that's all I get out of that. I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm actually going to full cost Haliya here. It's going to gain me a life, set me up for next turn. Again, I'm just drawing out a removal spell here, which I don't love, but our opponent gains a life with their Deep Cavern Bat. Jumps in, Enduring Curiosity. Okay, now we're doing stuff. That is a very interesting draw. Okay. So we're gonna play Leonardo. I'm gonna Sheltered by Ghost on the Haliya. take out the Enduring Curiosity and attack for 4. This is going to get Leonardo another counter, and it's going to draw me a card. Another Leo is not a good hit for us. So this is very likely going to... If they have a removal spell, now they're heavily incentivized. And we want to draw Save by the Shell. I was going to say, did they have another Curiosity? Okay, that is not a Save by the Shell. Let's get Multiversal Passage down. I think it's probably okay for us to play this on green. We'll pay the 2 life. Let us see how they feel about Michelangelo Weirdness to 11. That's the very neat thing about Michelangelo and Haliya, is that both parts of it. And then I'm gonna play Mikey and Leo. Not what I was hoping for, but I think that we're okay here. So, let's get in. I'm not going to attack with Haliya because they have a lot of flash threats, and I fully expect them to cast one. There it is. There's an Enduring Curiosity. Blocks the Leonardo. You got it. Okay, so... Let's go ahead and get the Virulent Emissary down. I don't think that their deck plays with... I don't think that it plays with board wipes, so I think we're pretty safe to commit as much to the board as we can. We now have twice as much life as them. Oh, I can't believe we beat that deck! What a win. We are on to game 4 with Leonardo leads Selesnya. Currently on the play, and we are 3-0. So I don't have anything that gets counters here, but I do have the life gain trio here. So I think I feel pretty good about this. Yeah, let's keep it. I'm on the play. Our opponent mulled. Is this a look at that Oko? Wow, what a dreamboat. We'll start with a Temple Garden and a Virulent Emissary. So if they don't remove the Emissary, excellent. We can play Temple Garden. Warp Haliya. And then sneak Leonardo. I think this gets me up to 3 for Haliya. Leonardo gets up to 3. Let's draw a card. Okay. We're okay with this. I'd like to draw an untapped land. That would be the best case scenario here. Iron Crag for our opponent means we need to go faster. Okay. Hinterland Sanctifier for us. And then we'll play Ruin Lurker Bat. Gain a life. Play the Abandoned Air Temple, attack for 4. Gain 4 life. Alright. Board wipe. Oh. Ugh. Yep. So, settle in. We'll play Haliya from Warp. Wondering. Oh, you're gonna destroy my Abandoned Air Temple? You got it. We will get a Plains. I mean, it's not a bad play. It's a good card. Doesn't really do me a whole heck of a lot right now. Okay, so... Virulent Emissary. They're just going to keep board wiping us, so I don't feel really great about this, but we'll play Michelangelo because it's going to make us draw a card with Haliya. We'll get our land per turn down, and we'll attack for 3. I just feel like our opponent's going to have board wipe tribal here, so if they don't have a board wipe, they are in trouble. Okay. Very suspicious. Alright, we will put counters on Michelangelo. They do not have any stick. We'll get in. We will sneak. Ooh, that's 9. I think we just have to say go there. Still, I feel like our opponent's holding out for a board wipe. There it is. Pinnacle Star Cage does not take care of Haliya. So do they also have a removal spell for Haliya? They don't. I was going to say, if we draw a removal spell, they're in trouble. Okay, so we just attack, make them draw, make them, yep. So we'll play Virulent Emissary. Oh, we want to draw a card. Yeah, so we're going to play out. Yeah, let's play out Hinterland Sanctifier as well, because we want to draw a card with Haliya. We'll put our Temple Garden in tapped, and end of the turn. Drawing a lot of lands. Oh no, don't do it. Oh, we got there. I was really worried. Alright folks, on to Game 5 with Leonardo leads Selesnya with a 1-land hand. With a 1-land hand that we might be able to keep. We only need 1 more land for this hand to go very, very well. And I have 3 1-drops in it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it. If we draw a land at any point within the first 3 turns, we're fine. Probably a huge risky keep on our part, but we've been like very lucky so far. Yeah, huge risky keep on our part. Ruin Lurker Bat. We'll draw, or I'm sorry, we won't draw. We will gain a life. Tap land for our opponent. They'll swing for 1 and we will not block. Okay, they are struggling as well. We're gonna play Haliya, which is gonna gain us 2 life. We will attack with our bat. That gains us the 3rd life, and this is drawing us to land. Okay. 2 Sheltered by Ghosts in hand. Still not feeling great. What does our opponent have? Katara. This gives things indestructible, right? Okay. Alright, we are going to play Sheltered by Ghosts. And we are going to remove Katara. We will attack for 2. We do want to keep drawing lands. Earth an ally for our opponent. Okay, we did draw a land. So now the question is, how dangerous is it for us to attack with the bat? They have something, and I'm very curious to find out what it is. Okay. We'll play Haliya from Warp. That should gain us some more life. And draw us a card. Okay, okay, okay. We're doing it. At some point they'll be able to ruin the bat. Okay, Aang is very interesting. Aang gets... I would really love... Ooh, what is that? Whenever another ally you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature and it gains haste. Very cool! Yeah, no blocks. You got it. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Okay. Multiversal Passage. We will play it on green. We will pay 2 life. I'm gonna play Leonardo. And then I'm gonna play Sheltered by Ghosts on the Ruin Lurker Bat. And I'm gonna take out Aang. And then we are bringing it in. We are absolutely bringing it in. Leonardo goes to 4. Okay. Okay, we've got an abandoned air temple. We've got a lot of very interesting plays next turn. I put the other one on the Ruin Lurker Bat to give it an even higher ward. I mean, honestly, if they can remove it at this point, it's on me for putting both of them in the same place. Great Divide Guide may do it. The problem that they're going to run into here is that they desperately need... Earth King's Lieutenant is very good. Yep. Mm-hmm. No attacks. Okay. All right. I'm trying very hard to make sure that I don't mess this up. They don't have any reach creatures, so if it is possible for me to get the Ruin Lurker Bat to big enough to defeat them, I don't think that I can. So let's play Mikey and Leo. It's going to gain me 2 life and make Leo much bigger. And then I'm going to play Michelangelo Weirdness to 11. And that's going to make that's going to trigger Haliya twice and the case once, which is going to make Leonardo gigantic. And I think from here, they're done. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew. Didn't even have to think about it. This is game 6. Leonardo leads Selesnya. It's a life gain counters deck. We haven't seen Saved by the Shell yet today, and I really love this card. So let's hope we can do something fun with it today. We can keep this. I consider this to be an interactive spell, so let's see what our opponent's doing. They are scrying 1 with Crystal Grotto. Does that mean they're playing a colorless deck? We have played against some remarkable jank today. I'm very kind of grateful for it. We'll start with a Hushwood Verge and play Virulent Emissary. This gives us Essence Channeler on 2, and then Leonardo Hold Up Saved by the Shell on 3. So we'll play Starting Town. We'll get Essence Channeler down. Our opponent's got something to say about that. Okay, they're going to destroy the Essence Channeler in response. You got it. 1 damage for our opponent. Okay, next turn, like I said, we get to play a Hushwood Verge. We're going to play Leonardo the Cutting Edge. Gonna gain a life there. We'll get in for 1. Hold. Hedron Archive for our opponent. Okay, so they're going to go big very fast. Okay, that's okay. Iron Crag. Incoming Ugin. This hits a Planeswalker. Okay, great. Alright, Mikey. Gain life. Get bigger. Get in for 5. Okay. I think we're okay. Because they're going to cast Ugin, and they're going to target Leonardo with the trigger. Or they're going to play Star Cage. Yeah, okay. We'll save by the shell on Leonardo. Do you have another removal spell? Mm-hmm. Okay. What are you targeting? Okay. Okay. Now I'm a little cooked. We'll put a counter here. I think I keep the Essence Channeler. Maybe not. No. Weirdly enough, I'm going to toss it. That was much more to the point. One more here. We'll leave Haliya on top. Get in for 10. What is the last card in our opponent's hand? Is it Ugin? Day of Judgment. You got it. Drawing cards with Hedron Archive. I think we might catch our first loss here, folks. Yeah, we'll just play Haliya. Then we'll play Virulent Emissary, gain another life, pass the turn. Another board wipe for our opponent? No, that's a water skin. They got something. They're holding something. Get lost, Haliya. Okay. Let's make our Virulent Emissary big enough to kill you. That can go in the graveyard. Excellent. Starting town. Yeah, let's get the case down. I don't think it's going to matter. Well, because they're either going to draw an answer right now or they're not. They did it. Good for you. Let's draw some heat. Yeah, we play Haliya here because, again, if they don't draw the answer, we just win. We'll play a land. Oh gosh, what are they holding? Mikey? We're done! Yes! Amazing. Alright, folks, this is it. Game 7, currently 6-0 with our Leonardo lead Selesnya deck. We've got Virulent Emissary on 1, Haliya and something on 2. I think that we can keep this. I wish that we had another 1-drop creature so that we could draw with Haliya, but let's see what we can do. No guarantee we're going to keep the Virulent Emissary, so... especially against red. Rash Burnout for our opponent. That is another... that is another 1-drop creature. We will Warp Haliya, gain 2 life. Hinterland Sanctifier hurts us for 1, but then gains us 3. 2. That is enough. I think we attack here. I don't think that they'll trade. Alright, drawing a card now. Mikey is very interesting. Would like an untap land here. It would make my life a lot easier. So I can warp the other Haliya and play Michelangelo and gain a fair amount of life this turn. So let's wait and see what... Yeah, our opponent gets to 2. Plays a Razorkin Needlepad. Okay. We take our damage, and now we really want to play a hard-hitting question. Okay. So we're going to warp this Haliya. They can crank this guy now, right? Okay. So we will play a green, and we'll use this to destroy this. We'll play our land for turn. We're not blocking. We're coming for you, is what we're doing. Our lands are being very cruel to us right now. So remember that the Haliya immediately draws us a card. Yep. We will take 1. You will go to 3. What does this thing get? It gets double strike. Another removal spell is very interesting. Alright, let's Case of the Uneaten Feast. I think I'm okay with where we are. Our opponent is trying to, like, burn us out with, is trying to burn us out with damage. This is probably, what is that, it's probably the O'Hare Axonil. So let's watch to see if that's what happens next. They're gonna remove something. Yeah. Okay. Shock to the Sanctifier and to the Virulent Emissary. Burst Lightning to Michelangelo. They're using all of their resources. We need an untapped land, because here comes O'Hare. No? I am surprised by that. Okay. Haliya? They are holding something. I'm a little worried that they're holding a removal spell for Haliya, so I'm very, very questionable. I think I'm gonna put the Mutagen on the Virulent Emissary and see what happens. Dang. It was a good hit for them. We will attack for 2. I don't think they can keep up with us. If they tap out... If they tap out to hit us with the Bastronaut, we're going to take them. So, I mean, Sunspire Links from our opponent is a 5/4. Okay. Wow, that did a lot of damage. Okay. 19? Okay. We can't gain life any longer, but that's okay. Yeah, this is where Virulent Emissary looks very good. Because it's got Death Touch, which makes Hard-Hitting Question a very powerful card. Telling me I can't gain life. How about you take 2? Draw. Mikey looking real bad here. If we draw Leo... Or, we draw Leo or the Bat. Another Lynx. Another Lynx is bad for us. Unstoppable Slasher is less bad for us. They're just going for it. Okay, this is definitely an O'Hare Axonil deck. Not a question in my mind any longer. Okay, so... We're going to play another case. We're just going to the moon. We're going to play a Ruin Lurker Bat. We're going to gain 4 life. And we're also going to play Mikey and Leo. We will lose 2 and gain 4 more. That should be enough to get our cases done. And then from there, I think we pass. We'll draw a card. Both of our cases will get solved. There's Leo. Got it. Okay. Yeah, so Leo and Mikey come out next turn. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll block. Oh, it's got to be 2? Yeah, you got it. Go ahead. So they can do 6 to us. They can get it to a 3-1. Which is going to feel real strong. Okay. Untap land. Whew. Technical difficulties. Alright. We'll go to 20. Last card is a land. Making the hired claw bigger. You got it. Okay. Really wanted an untapped land here. So I can sneak in Leo. And that does an enormous amount, right? I mean, I could crack the thing here, but I don't think I have to. Yeah, I think I get in with Ruin Lurker Bat. We sneak in Leonardo. I'm really glad that Leo gets to get in here for what's going to feel like the win. Leonardo's going to get 4 counters. There's another land. But it is, okay. So let's replay the Ruin Lurker Bat. 4 more. Are you ready? Yep, you're ready. I cannot believe this life gain deck. All right, friends, opponents, how did we do this week? You saw it. I can't believe it. If you'd have told me that I was going to go 7-0 with this deck when I sat down to play today, I'd have called you absolutely loony. I've had some success with this deck, but it is really hit and miss. Now, to be fair, the field that we played against was a fair amount of experimental decks, some janky decks out there, so I'm not surprised that we were able to run over those, because the shell of this deck is that same mono white or Orzhov life gain deck that was really solid in the last in the last standard. So we shouldn't be surprised that this is capable of keeping up with that. Now, there are definitely moments where you end up drawing the wrong half of this deck and it doesn't feel so strong, but it really showed its quality today. We definitely saw Virulent Emissary doing exactly what we wanted it to do, and we saw the absolutely fantastic synergy between Michelangelo, Haliya, and Leonardo. These 3 cards go together incredibly well, and we even got to see Abandoned Air Temple and Michelangelo work together, which I was very, very excited for. But all in all, Leonardo, pretty solid. You could just slot Leonardo into the mono white life gain deck instead of a Johnny's Pridemate, and I'm pretty sure you've got an upgrade at that point. I mean, a Johnny's Pridemate starts at 2/2, but the fact that Leo can sneak in and the fact that it has lifelink itself, it just really makes your life total. You saw it in almost every game. We were getting up to 30-40 life before the end of the game, just incidentally. So the fact that all these other pieces exist in standard and allow us to do what we did today really makes this deck, I mean, at least worth considering, worth looking at. And as far as, you know, the pieces of it go, you could actually pare down a little bit of it and make it a lot easier. If you built this in a mono white deck, it would be super easy to build the mana base. But I do have to point out, it's very valuable to have Starting Town, Multiversal Passage, and Temple Garden in this deck, because there are lots of times, although we didn't see it in the video today, there are a lot of times where hurting yourself to give Essence Channeler, Flying, and Vigilance is really important for winning the game. So all in all, Leonardo cutting edge. It led Selesnya to victory this week. I don't know what else there is to say about it. If you are still here at the end of the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to kind of stick with us this long. I know that MTG content, there's lots of it out there, and the fact that you chose to sit with yours truly is very, very, I appreciate it an enormous amount. So thank you as always for spending time with us on Head Games Arena, and remember, always take care of your head. Hey gang, thanks so much for tuning in. Click that subscribe button to support the channel, and check out our last video from TMNT Standard where we shredded our opponents with Golgari mutants.